Okay, I haven't done this in a little while, so what I'm going to do right now, this is a reading for you. So think of a question, okay? And you can pause it here or whatever the fuck you got to do, right? So think of a question, and then I do want you, if you are going to look at this reading, so thinking of your question, blurt out to yourself a random word and a number. Take the time to do that. Boop, 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 boop. Let's see what we got. Oh my god, it's the reversed Hierophant and the Knight of Swords. Okay, so the foundation of the reverse Hierophant. The Hierophant is about tradition, rules, structure. This is the way that things have always been done. When the Hierophant turns upside down, it is specifically a backlash against the structure and what is expected of you, the traditional way that things have been done. Now here, a Knight of Swords, this is the territorial protector, and it basically says the ways in which you kind of have a backlash. Well, okay, it looks like the protection energy and the way that you have your guard up um, is because of the way that you are kind of going against a grain. And it looks like the Hierophant or the traditional structure, it kind of um, maybe doesn't mean you very well, right? So the Knight of Swords is showing a reason to keep your guard up. So what I'm going to do is put a card here to see specifically what is being guarded against, and then we'll put a card here to see what must be protected, okay? That's weird. All right. Protecting against the star. So I'm going to have to pull another card on this, but let's just look at this because you know what's going on in your life. So if there is anything in the image in this card specifically that makes sense in your situation, then roll with that. But the star, in general, this is the great sort of cleansing energy, and it usually does show things that happen that are actually good. It's when the universe harmonizes with our desires. I am going to pull another card on this in a minute, but let's just look at what is specifically being protected. Oops, we'll move this over here. And it's Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is the happy reunited family. So this is showing emotional stability. And generally it is emotional stability within the home. And, you know, I mean, whatever your family is, if it's your bio family or if it's your friend group or, you know, like maybe a bunch of wooden figures that you've carved, whatever the case may be. So it looks like in going against the expected grain of the Hierophant, that there is kind of a threat to the emotional stability of the family. And here, the Knight of Swords needs to protect against it. Now, why on earth would it show up as the star? I'm just going to look in the card real quick and see what is poking out here. I mean, immediately, all I'm really getting is these trees in the back and how there are no leaves on them. And if you're in the northern hemisphere, it is fall. So maybe there's this like seasonal thing that is happening. Now, if it is the case of like seasonal depression, then however you had done things before, that would be something that you would have to guard against. So if it's specific patterns or whatever, then you would have to make sure that you didn't fall into the same trap. But let's pull another card on the star and see how in the heck this could happen. So we get a Page of Swords. Well, there's a couple things that happen right away because we have a knight and a page. So the page is a less mature version of the Knight of Swords. Okay, so this might be protecting against the way that you saw things when you were not quite as mature as you are now. And if I pile that on, so the star is kind of showing a gift, right? And this is like, wow, things are actually working out. The Page of Swords is saying that back in the day, you would have looked for and seen one very specific thing in this circumstance. And the Knight of Swords is saying that you have learned something since then, and you have to protect against treating this energy the same way that you did when you were less mature. Okay. And this is standing on the ground of the reversed Hierophant. So, in trying to go against a tradition or a structure, there's something that appears to be really good. And this is saying make sure you don't make the same mistake that you did when you were younger and more naive. And what is really at stake is the emotional well being and stability in the home. Fascinating. Well, I mean, the good news is that even the bad news is good news, you know, because the star, it never seems to be such a terrible thing. But this is just saying, like, you have kind of trained yourself to see a very specific thing, and it appears to be a gift, but try to be a little more guarded this time. All right. So I am going to just look and see, unrelated to whatever is going on here. Let's just look at sort of spiritual connection to make sure that we are on our proper path. What do we get? And it's an Eight of Pentacles. So this is the craftsman, and this is spending time creating the thing that you are great at creating. And it like this person has a lot of pride in their work, and they're really good at what they do, you know. And here the clock is striking midnight, or it's about to, because they just spent all day doing the thing that they're fucking great at. In the way that it works, the next card would be the financial reward that the person would get, and also kind of the liberation after your job has actually been done. But this is the doing of the job. It's cranking out the thing that you are uniquely skilled, like whatever it is that you do. So, for your spiritual connection, just make sure that you have a sense of what you are producing in the world. So, that is what we get here. This is it's kind of cryptic, but at the end, I will again just say, as the gift is presented, try not to make the mistake that you made when you were younger. And that's what we get. So, good luck with this. Hopefully, the gifts continue to rain down on all of us. And that's what we have for now. Peace.